I got the new army box for Soulblight Gravelords, and I've painted them all. All of them, yes. And now I'm ready to give my 2 cents about the new miniatures. I'm Alex, and you are watching my YouTube channel Winterwolf Miniatures. Thank you for that. If you're new here, hello. I'm Alex and I'm from Sweden, which is very far to the north, and that's why I talk funny. I'm a collector of vampire counts, Soulblight Gravelords, Deathrattle, whatever you wanna call them. I've painted miniatures since I was 12 years old, and I'm an active player. I'm a decent painter, but I paint armies, not showpieces. As a skeleton collector of bones, bone collector, can I get that title? As a skeleton collector, I was very happy to see a new release for... Wait, are they called Barrow Guards and Barrow Knights now? When did that happen? Anyway, the old sets for them were nice and that, but was beginning to feel a bit just that. Old. When I first started collecting the undead and bones, these were the Grave Guards and Black Knights available. And I remember the release of the new plastic kits for Grave Guards. That must have been back in 2008 or something. The Knights were a bit later, I think. It was a huge leap forward with that release, of course, since it changed from the monopost metal minis to the multi-part plastic kits. This release does not change things that much. As with many other Age of Sigmar releases, they become a bit larger and your building options are limited. I don't enjoy the assembling part as much anymore when I can't decide anything myself, and really miss that old sets with more options. Sure, the new ones look better, I agree, but the assembly part is not as enjoyable, and if you get loads of them, they will look the same. For example, the Barrow Guard kit has just 5 different bodies, I think. The only thing you can change is the weapon. The heads are not separate either, but come attached to the body. So if you are playing them in square formations, as I will, you will see duplicates pretty fast. These things are a big minus for me, but yeah, the new design is cool. Talking about square formations, I'm a player of 9th Age Fantasy Battle. That's a game that evolved from the ashes of the old world, the ashes of the Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition. And it uses square bases and block formations. Many of the new Age of Sigmar miniatures is a bit flamboyant and doesn't rank up or stack up very well. It's the same issue here. The knights, though, are surprisingly not that much larger than the old ones, and they stack and rank better than the infantry. It would be no problems at all on the basis for the old world. And speaking about the knights, damn, these are amazing. Holy crap, surprisingly again the White King model isn't oversized either. It comes with a huge base and with some ruins on it. That makes it really stand out on the battlefield in Age of Sigmar, but, and this is a big but, we like those. The miniature itself and its horse are not larger than the others, and it's not stuck on the base, like you sometimes see, where parts of the miniature comes with the base. This is easily assembled in other ways. For me that means on a regular cavalry base. It too fits with the rest of the guys in a square formation. That is not always the case with Age of Sigmar heroes, so that's nice. The kit itself is fantastic, it looks great, and you can actually assemble it into different White Kings, or a mix between both, and they both look amazing. Another thing, the head is separate, which is nice, we like that. I had a hard time deciding which one to build, and I will most certainly buy this kit again to build the other one. So, nicely done. I was a bit caught up by the excitement when assembling new miniatures, so I have no footage of that part. But I do have some photographs from the priming stages here. Everything in the box came together nicely without any problems. Your experience may vary. The bits to the right here is everything that was left over. Mostly unused weapons, because you can of course build the infantry with either sword and board, or great weapon, or a polearm, or whatever that is. I did a couple of each to try them. I primed them black and gave them a base coat of a dark brown. Burnt umber, I think it was. I also gave them a quick zenithal spray with a lighter shade. Not much, just to brighten them up a bit. And then I began painting for real. I started with some test models. This one is painted in my old style. And this one is painted as I would have painted them today, if I had no old army they would have to fit into. They are both nice, I think. And here is one of my old ones. And seeing that one up close on my painting desk made me decide what to do going forward. It's clear the old ones need a touch-up anyway, so let's go with the new style. This is how to do that, I guess. Start with the bony bits. On these minis there are actually not that many bony bits showing. They are a bit more properly dressed than the old ones. Being essentially monopose minis, they are a bit more solid, and there are no gaps anywhere. This is great while painting, because it makes it both easier and faster. If you are in a hurry and don't care too much about details, I'm sure you can cram quite a lot of these guys out in a couple of hours. Teeny tin for the armor is the next step. The armor and the weapons are the focal points, and where they stand out from the lesser skeletons, so that's getting the most attention. Nocturnal red for the cloth, and as you can see, that's basically it for these minis. Bone, armor and cloth. 3 different areas that are already nicely and clearly divided on the miniature. It makes painting easy. I put some red on the helmet here as well. Then it's time for a rich brown on the weapons. Don't forget, some of them have sidearms. Gunmetal for the weapons, I paint it like this, so that it looks newly sharpened. And I also do some edge highlights with it, of course, like this. I have a bowl of turquoise. It's actually a technical paint from Vallejo called Verde Gris. I mixed here with a bit of water. I apply it in splotches on the armor and try especially to hit the areas where the armor is dented or broken or damaged or what the manababahaba. The armor then gets a black wash. This is for 2 reasons. Shading obviously, but also to matte it down a bit. The weapon also benefits from this. It's not necessary for the red cloth, because this red I've chosen here is so dark. But I wanted to hit the bags and straps, so I just did everything. Because it's simple. Said belt straps, bag and stuff will stay brown from the priming/base coating step. Only receiving some shader from the wash, and then a tiny highlight at some point. But those aren't as important as the rest of the stuff. There we are, it's more matte looking now, which looks good up close like this under my bright painting lights, but we want it to look good on the battlefield. So we need to brighten it up. The armor gets a highlight of glorious gold. This is a huge step in brightness, especially after we matted the armor with the wash, but we get away with that because metal is very shiny. Big leaps in brightness for highlights make the object look more shiny. And I tried a lesser leap, but it wasn't bright enough. The obvious solution is, of course, to use a medium tone first, and then just the lightest one for the brightest stuff. But the reason I'm not doing that is because there are many of them. Many skeletons. Adding another step in the process adds too much work. For me, at least, at this time. Your experience may vary. Back to the gunmetal, and I just brighten up some part of the weapon. Focusing on the blade's edge. To make it look sharp, you know. Because it have to cut stuff later. Enemies and stuff. Okay, so let's fix the cloth. Firstly, I'll just use the same paint. Nocturnal red. But I'll mix in a brighter red as I go. And whoops, you saw nothing. In the end, I'm using pretty much pure bloody red. Lastly, or at least almost, as I also have to figure out what to do with the handle for these polearms. I think I'll simply paint them grey actually. When in doubt, use brown or grey. And so lastly, I'm doing some touch up on the bones. And that's it. Almost. For the infantry at least. My experience from painting these was that they were very easy to paint nicely. And I think that's something GW has become very good at. I'm not sure how to explain what I mean, but let's try. If you are a more talented painter and spend enough time on a miniature, it will look better, obviously. The miniature itself needs to be completely horse dung for the end result to be bad, right? If we imagine a couple of ranks like this, 1, perfect, unreal works of art. Rank 2, really good, like really, really good. Rank 3, good. And rank 4, good enough. Good enough. And rank 5, goat shit. Realistically, most of us strive to reach rank 4 or maybe 3. And with these miniatures, while it's not easier to reach rank 1 or 2, it is easier to reach rank 4 and 3. Especially rank 4. Like the amount of work you have to do and the amount of skill you need to have is lesser. Space Marines are another prime example of another mini that are like that. It's pretty hard to paint a Space Marine at rank 5. Just paint the whole thing in one single color and then pick out the gun and the eyes in different colors and bam, you have a rank 4 miniature, pretty much. I don't know if that explains it, but if it does, these models are like that. Easy to paint, good enough. But it doesn't end there, because as I said in the beginning, I painted all of them. So here are the knights. Please like the video if you made it this far, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you. And here is the White King. Now, remember earlier when I said the old ones needed a touch-up? I kinda accidentally did that. And the extra step with the extra shade of gold I was talking about, this is why I didn't want to do that step. Because I have a few skeletons. A few of them. As a whole, I spent about 45 to 50 hours painting. That's for the content in the new army box. As per the touch-up on the old ones, I dared not time that. Let's just say I'm up to date in some of my favorite podcasts now. To conclude this gibberish, now when I confidently can say that I know what I'm talking about, these are my 2 cents about this army box and the new minis. Yeah, they're alright.